Welcome back. I've got a big guest for a new topic, Donny Deutsch. You may know him as a Morning Joe panelist and MSNBC analyst, but he's also actually a longtime associate, if I can use that word, Donny, of Michael Cohen. Friend.
Associate assumes we're doing business together, but it's a friendship.
A friendship. Yeah. A friend. And that makes him really the right guest to have on a day like this. The Wall Street Journal is reporting just within the last hour that the publisher of the National Enquirer now subpoenaed in the Michael Cohen probe. Cohen also resigning from his post on the Republican Party's Finance Committee, citing the special counsel investigation. All of this while Cohen reportedly wants Donald Trump to fork over some bucks for his legal bills, saying he owes him after years of loyalty. Now, just think about where we are at. Donald Trump claims to be worth over $10 billion. Michael Cohen lives in a $9 million home. And the two of them effectively, apparently fighting over hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees. Either somebody's not as rich as he claims, or we've got people who are willing to risk the whole case over a tiny slice of what they're worth. Now, Donny Deutsch, his words are, of course, worth their weight in gold. He spoke to Michael Cohen as recently as today and has spoken before about this case.
Yeah, I spent some time with Michael today. Michael's words to me, he's loyal. He says, I'd rather jump out of a building than turn on Donald Trump. I spoke with Michael Cohen yesterday, and his quote about Giuliani was he doesn't know what he's talking about.
You're Michael Cohen's friend. How's he doing?
He's okay. I spent about an hour with him yesterday, and I spoke to him today. Friend of FOC.
Friend of Cohen?
Yes.
FOC.
You know, it's interesting. He and I have a complicated relationship in that anybody who watches MS knows how I feel about Trump and his boss, ardent anti-Trumper.
Yep.
And it's been a complicated friendship because Michael and I have been friends all along. We go back 15 years, my friendship with him. And, you know, I've tried to kind of help him in a way, and always my advice to him is the same as if he had been working for any president, that at the end of the day, Michael's going to have to do what's best for his family, because certainly he does not have a loyalist on the other side of the equation.
Do you think today he understands that more than previously?
I think every day he's understood it more and more. And I think, you know, the way you kind of frame the issue about the payments, but that's not what they're fighting on. I think Trump has stepped aside from paying because I think he wants the assumption being, well, none of this is my gig. You know, if it gets out that he's paying for it, well, then he can't say I have nothing to do with this. And Michael also switched lawyers because his previous lawyers were very good for the data dump, and I think he's got the right lawyers in terms of with the
right lawyers for what? Because sometimes you want the right lawyers to fight, and sometimes you want the right lawyers to find a solution.
Either way, I would be hiring a lawyer who knows what's going on. So he hired a guy who was running the criminal division of the Southern District for a couple of years. So either way, you're going to want that lawyer.
Let's put it down like this. Most federal cases don't end in a trial.
Correct.
They end in some sort of cooperation.
Correct.
That doesn't presuppose that you always have the goods on everyone else. But do you think Michael Cohen is in a mindset, today you spoke to him, where he might cooperate?
I'm going to speak for what I think, not for what Michael Cohen.
Okay.
You know, I believe at the end of the day, Michael Cohen is going to do, and I've said this before, what you would do, what I would do, to do what's best for him and his family. If there was any morsel of, because my early talks, and you saw it in there, was he would talk like, this is it. I could never be that guy. I could never turn. And I wondered, and I've asked Michael over and over, doesn't Trump get it? He knows what you have. You know, there's no secrets.
What might he have?
He would have the things that you would have if you were a guy's lawyer, right-hand lawyer, confidant for 10 and 15 years, and from a guy who was doing business the way Trump was doing business and everything we know. So, you know, Trump's articulation of their relationship, where he wasn't really... There was never a time I called or spoke to Donald about anything where Michael Cohen didn't do a follow-up, Michael Cohen didn't do the boss is upset, why don't you call him and try and make up. So it was a very personal relationship also. He was an extended member of the family. So it's a complete lie on Trump's part to say that they did not have this very symbiotic relationship.
Do you think that these much anticipated recordings that Michael Cohen was known to make will make only Michael Cohen potentially look bad, or could they make Donald Trump look bad?
I think they're going to make Donald Trump look bad. You know, that's my opinion. I believe that Michael Cohen, whatever comes out, I don't think Michael Cohen was any of the stuff that Mueller has been looking at or the Southern District. I don't think that whatever Cohen did, if he did break the law, it was on behalf of Donald Trump. It wasn't on behalf of Michael Cohen. And I think that's no, but that is a big distinction.
This is what's so strange. You hear the sentence that comes out of your mouth. If he broke the law, he did it for Trump.
Well, which is absurd in itself. First of all, he hasn't been charged. The thing about Michael also.
No, he hasn't been charged.
What he's so frustrated about, he's if you know Michael's a guy who wants to get in there, wants to fight.
I do know that.
And he keeps saying, look, everybody's piling on. I haven't been charged with anything. I've cooperated with everybody in a way that other people have not. And let's wait to see what happens. And I pressed him a lot. I'm saying, Michael, they've got 3 million documents. They're not coming to you for no reason. What do they have?
Well, let me ask you a final question. Jay Goldberg, who knows the whole situation and was Trump's lawyer before Cohen, came on television and said maybe Cohen was really the fixer to help deal with real estate mob problems.
I think that's a complete fabrication. I think he was way off on that. And as Michael and I have talked a lot, I think whatever comes out involving Michael will have to do with with some Stormy Daniels things, possibly. Possibly there'll be some missing links to solve the problem with Russia. I don't think it's going to be a new, oh my God, he was working with the Genovese crime family.
Problems with Russia, though.
I think at the end of the day, if anybody can corroborate, it's going to be that guy. We forget, it's a fantasy to think that anything that Donald Trump did that Michael Cohen didn't know about. And if I was Donald Trump, and this is me speaking, not Michael Cohen, I would be very worried right now. Very worried.
You almost sound like someone who knows something.
I'm just an analytical kind of guy, as you know. You and I, we like to, think about things and analyze things. So, everything I know about the universe and everything I believe about humanity, and I would be surprised if Michael Cohen doesn't end up a very pivotal character in U.S. history.
Well, it's fascinating given your access. You are an analyst. You're also someone who, if you don't mind me saying, is able to match your glasses to your tie, and not everyone knows how to do that.
What's interesting, Ari? I was getting spoofed up tonight, and I was like, wow, look at that. I thought that was so cool.
It's a match. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.